Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sankara. Today we are going to discuss a serious case on professional ethics. Of course, the decision is not from any court. The decision is from the disciplinary authority, that is the Bar Council. It was published in the news that the Bar Council of Tamilnadu and Puducjerry, they have suspended or they have debarred 19 advocates from practicing in the different courts in Tamil Nadu, even before the court, before the authority or before any tribunal. They are not supposed to practice. Why this serious step has been taken? We have to know. Basically, you all know that according to Section 35 of the Advocates Act 1961, the Bar Council would take action, would take a disciplinary action on the professional misconduct or private misconduct, or we call it as other misconduct, on the part of the advocates. What is misconduct? You all know it's not defined, but it is defined as any irregular method, any irregular way, or any irregular way which an advocate is not supposed to perform, any conduct. So we have given so many definitions or so many illustrations for this particular point. And the Bar Council of India, in its wisdom, they have adopted so many rules. They have initiated so many rules. Rule number 1 to 52 also I told you. Now, all these points will be covered if you know the irregularities or the misconduct shown by these advocates. So I am giving a few examples. Why? Because please do not exhibit such misconduct in future. Basically, we can divide them into three categories. Why they were debarred from practice is number 1, involvement in criminal cases. Some lawyers, they were involved in murder cases. Some advocates in NDPS Act cases. We don't know whether it is correctly involvement or not, whether they come out successfully by getting the case acquitted is a different thing. But they are involved. Second point, while applying for the enrollment, you have to tell the facts, is it not? Suppressing the material facts at the time of enrollment, it is another misconduct. The third one is the courts, from lower courts to higher court to high court, they are passing different expunging remarks or adverse remarks on the advocates. Due to that also your practice is being affected. So basically, basing on these reasons, 19 advocates they have been debarred from practice, particularly from Tamil Nadu. You may be knowing a chunk of advocates, about 4,000 advocates, they have been about to be suspended by the Bar Council since they did not pay the so-called welfare fund. That was another incident about 5 to 6 years back. Now such incidents once again has come up. Right. So actually, in a meeting held on 4th of this month, 4th May 2022, the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducjerry, it has resolved to put up the so-called 19 advocates under suspension until all the charges against them are cleared, first of all. But on 9/5/2002, the same Bar Council, they passed orders restraining these so-called 19 advocates, out of whom 3 are women. So from practicing in all the courts, tribunals and any authority before whom evidence can be taken. Why? I will give you a couple of examples. Number 1, J. Lenin of Aryan Kuppam in Pondicherry. Of course, because the Bar Council extends to Pondicherry also. He was barred for insisting on enrolling a person as an advocate. So actually, that man has got some defects. So enrollment process was not favorable to him, but still he insisted the Bar Council of Tamilnadu Puducjerry to enroll him as an advocate. And when it was failed, and he posted defamatory messages in the social media, this is another problem. And the funny thing is, he was practicing in another name. Mr. Lenin, he was practicing in another name. See how things are going on. Number 2, so Ilavarsan and S. Natya, NATH, 3 women of Erode, they were involved in NDPS Act. You may be knowing, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. That means they were found transporting Gaza or something other material. Then third incident, A. Murugayan of Old Pallavaram, it is in Chennai city only, Old Pallavaram, was involved in a job racketing case. What is that job racketing also I will tell you. So he issued a fake notification or fabricate notification for appointment of some clerical cadre in the Tamilnadu, actually that is State Commission, that is Consumer Court, State Commission, that means State Consumer Redressal Dispute Forum Commission, we call it. So he has issued notice and he is involved in the job racketing case. Then fourth, V. Virumandi of Krompet, of course, Krompet is also in city, and another person by name H. Rajesh Khanna. So they were debarred because they suppressed the material facts of their involvement in criminal cases at the time of enrollment. So at the time of enrollment, you should be crystal clear. You should be like a clean slate. No doubt, there may be some cases against you. You have to inform the court. Yes, these are the cases pending against me. So they will say, the bar council will say, come on, you get them cleared. Or if you contest, definitely they will admit you. So many things are there. Then T.A. Velanathan or Velanandan, I don't know correct name. Suppressing, yes, criminal cases. He was also involved in some criminal cases, and actually a history sheet was pending against him in the police station. So another great man. Then Manohar Reddy and 3 others. Against them, a case is pending for fake MV claims. Oh, this is another racket. Yeah, this is a serious thing. Very recent Supreme Court also asked such type of claims. So MV claims by producing the fabricated documents. So this is another issue. Then P.R. Adakeshavan, he prevented police from executing NBW. As I am a warrant, I am an advocate, how can I execute like that? He prevented the police from the discharging their official duty. Definitely, they would have registered a case under section 350 in the penal code. Then Z. Satish Kumar, he has a murder case against him. I think these examples are sufficient for definitely debarring him from practice. Now, see how serious it is. The copies were sent to the Supreme Court Registry, Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, all the high courts, and also the lower courts also, yes, Secretary Law of Tamil Nadu, Commissioner of Police Chennai. So all these copies have been sent. So what I want to tell you, to sum up, I want to tell you, these are all the examples of misconduct which you should not involve, or we should not, if at all there are any cases, you have to disclose in good faith. And you have to support the police department also, no doubt, not their bad activities, but when they came for an execution of NPW, you have to check up whether the warrant is there or not. If the warrant is there, we can't help. Very recently, Mr. Narayana was picked up, former Mr. Narayana was picked up from Hyderabad, Kondapur. What they can do? They approached the court, then they have said that he is not involved, he got bail. That is the way we have to be as advocates, we have to be, but not picking up quarrels with the police also. Sometimes it may be necessary, but these are glaring examples of misconduct on which the Bar Council was constrained to suspend them from practice. So that's all I want to tell. So when you become advocates, don't do such irregular activities and don't show such misconduct. Thank you very much.